Hi, I'm Dr. Mike from the Springfield Wellness Center, and what we're talking about today are some decompression or traction techniques that you can do on your own at home. And so we've got a couple of different joints that we're going to be talking about specifically. And so the first one we're going to talk about is the lumbar spine. And so I've got my lovely model here, Rainey, and what she's going to do is she's going to basically just hang from a pull-up bar. Using a pull-up bar, using a door frame, anything that's going to be able to support your weight for a couple of seconds time. And so normally whenever we do a pull-up, what we're going to do is we're going to be very tight through our arms, through our chest, through our shoulders. With this, we want kind of the opposite effect. We want to be very relaxed, so really relaxing ourselves out. So go ahead and hang. And so as she's doing this, like I said, really relax through the shoulders. If you can see on the very bottom here, she got a very light amount of weight going through her toes. And what we're doing is we're using gravity. And so that gravity is what's helping to stretch out that lower back. Really effective treatment after a heavy squat session, not to the point of injury, but just you feel kind of compressed from having weight on your back or weight on your front. A little bit of compression that we end up feeling through that lower back during the course of a squat session. Really good way just to open those joints up. Like I said, use gravity to open up those joints a little bit better. Second one we're going to talk about is going to be a shoulder traction. And so with this one, we've got our band hanging from our pull-up bar up here. And what I'm going to have Rainey do is place her arm into the band. And then what we're going to have her do is use her other hand to hold that band in place. The more relaxed the hand is that we're stretching, the better. As soon as she grabs onto that band, we're activating those shoulder muscles, and that's going to diminish the amount of traction that we're actually going to get at that joint. And so right now, we're working on some external rotation. And so she's going to take herself back into a good stretch position to where she's feeling a real nice pull coming through that shoulder. And what we can also have her then do is flip her hand over, so we're working the other end of that traction. Like I said, with this, we really want to make sure that we're keeping that hand nice and relaxed, so we're getting a real good stretch and pull. She's also probably feeling a real nice pull through her lat, through this upper portion of her back here, just because of the position that she's in. But with this one, we're thinking anywhere in the realm of maybe 30 to 45 seconds at a time, making sure to do both sides. If you have one side, you can go ahead and relax. If you have one side that's a little tighter than the other, or maybe a past sports injury, something like that, maybe spend a little bit more time in that area. But in total, we want to make sure that we're working both the internal and external side of both of our shoulders. Last one we're going to talk about is going to be a hip decompression. So go ahead and lay a little bit down for me. And so with this one, is a little bit of a setup that goes into it. And so as you can see, I've got my band tied up against something really nice and tight here. With this, you want to make sure it's something that's not going to move. A pull-up rig is great. At home, bed frame, a pull on the bottom of the bed frame is really good. Bed is good heavy, don't really expect it to move very much. And so what we're going to do is we're going to place our foot under it this way. We're going to flip it over the top, so we've got kind of an X pattern to it. What this is going to do is going to prevent the band from coming off of our ankle. And so you can see it's flat across the back, kind of crisscrossed on top. And then what we're going to have you do is scoot back as far as you humanly possible. Yeah, it's pretty good. You can do it just in a real flat environment like this. I personally like to take a foam roller and place it under my ankle, just because it gives that line of drive where it's pulling from a little bit better. If the foot's on the ground, it's almost like it's pulling you downward a little bit. We want to have a real nice straight drive here. Real good at decompressing in that lower hip. And so this, once again, would be really good for high impact athletes. Think about individuals that jump a lot, runners, a lot of pounding on the pavement, really can compress and cause a lot of issues in those hips. Real good way to open up and stretch out that joint. Rainey's in a really good relaxed position at this point in time. What we can also have her do is lay down onto her back. And this just changes the angle of that pull just a little bit. Anywhere from 2 to 5 minutes is kind of the recommendation for this. It just feels really good, on top of the fact that it's also doing a lot of really good things for your hip. If you have any more questions, you can go ahead and check out our webpage or go to our YouTube page.